everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Yarn and You Girl podcast. I'm Janine, your host, also known as Yarn and You Girl, and this is my channel where I talk to you about all the creative things I'm doing. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are a new viewer, I really appreciate you checking me out. I know there's lots of creative knitting podcasts and crafting podcasts out there, but I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me. I enjoy spending a little bit of time with you every couple of weeks. Mostly I talk about knitting, and sometimes I throw a little bit of crochet and cross stitch and sewing and other stuff in there as well. So I hope you enjoy something. I hope you find something that you like in today's episode. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you everyone for coming back. It's amazing, this community. I love you guys all, and I'm having so much fun doing this, so I appreciate you also spending a little bit of your time with me. You can find me on the internet as Yarn and You on Instagram and Facebook. I am mostly active on Instagram. I occasionally post on Facebook, but it is pretty rare. I am on Ravelry as Yarn and You Girl. So go over there, friend me. I'd love to see what projects you're working on. We have a group on Ravelry for the podcast, which is the Yarn and You Girl podcast group. And there's threads over there for giveaways and knit-alongs and get-to-know-yous and all sorts of other things. Right now, we do have a couple of things that are going to be posted on there after this episode. So please be sure to check that out if you're interested, because I have some giveaways for you guys. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the knit-along that we're doing right now as well. Excuse me. So we are doing a knit-along for the That 70s Tee. It is a t-shirt design that I published about 1st of March, and I'm very, very excited. Or maybe it was the 1st of April. See, I don't know. The 1st of April. I'm very excited about it. It is a short sleeve t-shirt. It uses like a speckle yarn in the front and some solid stripe and speckled stripes for the sleeves. It's a very fun, easy, you know, there's a little bit of construction uniqueness going on in the sweater, but it's such a cute top for the summertime. So if you're involved in that knit along, that's excellent. Thank you so much for joining me in that. I am knitting another one as well. And I do have prizes to show you guys for that also. So let me show you some of the prizes. Let's see where I put them. Oh, there they are. Some of them anyway. Let's see. And there's some over here. So some of the possible prizes I will be pulling from the Chatter thread or the Finished Objects thread. So go on over there and join in on the fun. It's on the Ravelry group. But I had some fun the other day dyeing up some sock blanks. I've never dyed sock blanks before, so they were a little bit challenging. Not really sure how they were going to come out, but I do have some, and I plan on giving them away to you guys. The ones that I thought came out the best, I'll give away to you guys. The other ones I'll keep for myself and use, because it was a practice for sure, so be kind. But anyway, one of the sock blanks that I'll be giving away is this one. And it's this blue, rusty, orange and white, speckly sock blank. And that is on a 75-25, so 75 superwash merino, 25 nylon base. It's a single sock blank, it's not a double. So that's one of them. And then I will be giving away one of these. I'm not sure which one. But this one is a polka dot colored one with some speckles of yellow. Really liked that one. Also same base, 75-25. And the last one that I think will go for the giveaway, potentially. I'm only going to be doing two of these. I will be picking two winners. Is this one. And this one I may not do this one because the sock blank is sort of unraveling already. I don't know, you know, when they're soaking it and everything, getting it ready. But this one's pretty cool too. So I like this one as well. So we'll see. my friend Caitlin came over and we played with sock blanks. She did one as well, which this one is hers. I'll show you hers. And I still have it, so I need to make sure I give it to her. This one is hers. It sort of ended up this wild, like, diagonal stripe going on. The colors sort of modeled together a little bit. This was my first time doing the sock blanks, and so we were trying to do all over color to see how it would come out. And in the steaming process where we heat set it, it kind of modeled a little bit in some of the areas, but I think it'll still make a very cool sock. That's Caitlin's. And then the other one that I did, I'm going to be keeping because it did a little bit more modeling than I would have liked. But we did a vertical stripe one just to kind of see, because I thought when you knit it out, you will get a very cool variegation, which, you know, would be nice, but there's a little bit of like rusty sort of bleed, I think, in the when I did the heat set. So I'm not quite sure what happened there, but again, it was fun. It was a good experiment, and I may be doing more of these. Just depends on how I feel. They are a little bit labor intensive and a little bit more costly to purchase, but fun and different. So I'll be keeping this one and probably making some socks out of it because it isn't really good enough quality, I don't think, to give away. These other ones, these are much nicer, a little bit definitely cleaner sock blanks. So those will be prizes for the That 70s Tea Knit Along, which is going through the end of June. I decided, I didn't remember, guys, last time when the deadline I originally stated was. So I just decided to split the difference, and it's going to be June 30th right now. It's plenty of time to knit this t-shirt. It is short sleeves, so there's really one, and you do the sleeves first. So once the sleeves are done, you just are pretty much done. Like once you're done with the body, there's just a little bit of like picking up around the sleeves and a little bit of finishing on the sleeves so that it has like a nice cuff. But you don't have to do like long sleeves, and your sleeves are pretty much done, which I thought was awesome because I don't like sleeves, and it's summertime, so who wants to be wearing long sleeve sweaters anyway? I am, I finished my Baubles, which I'll show you guys in just a minute, but I'm wearing it just for right now because I do need to take it off. I'm starting to like sweat a lot in here. But I thought I would wear it because it's cute, it's done. I may not get to wear it again until next fall. So I thought I'd at least wear it for you guys. The other thing, the other things that might be coming in or that will be going into the prize bin for the That 70s Tea Knit Along, along with one of the sock blanks will be some Plum Deluxe tea. This is a Reading Nook black tea blend, and I bought this at the Not Another Fiber Festival, which was held in Silverton, Oregon, a couple weeks ago, and I bought one for myself and one for you guys. It's very good tea. I've been enjoying it. And there's also, I have a little, since it's loose leaf tea, not everybody may have a tea strainer or a loose leaf tea ball. So I did get you guys a loose leaf tea ball as well. So whoever's getting this one will get the tea strainer also. And then one of the other prizes, let me put these away. Some of the other prizes will be a couple mini skeins from Blissful Knits. They were also at Oregon Flock and Fiber. That's not until September or October or something. They were also at the Not Another Fiber Festival. So these are all, I think, one of a kinds, and they don't have names, but they were really too cute to pass up. And I can't decide if I'm going to keep two of them and give two of them away. So this was one of the groupings. This purple solid and this like bright orange with purple and pink speckles. That was pretty cool. These are 20-gram minis, I believe. I'd have to weigh them out, but I'm pretty sure they're 20-gram minis. And then the other one was this like lime green, which is blowing out a little bit. That's better. It's still blowing out a bit. And then this one, like, oh my gosh, so cute. So 2 of them is 40 grams. May be able to get some shorty socks that are stripy. Maybe. Really shorty socks? I don't know. I think that'd be enough. If they're 20 gram skeins, I think it would be enough. Like I said, I'm going to probably be keeping one, and one of them will go as a prize. So there may actually be 3 prizes. There may be 1 sock blank with the T, and I think I'm going to have a couple other like little things. And then 1 sock blank, and then the sock, like somebody's going to grab like the minis. So I might choose 2 people from the finished objects thread and 1 person from the chatter thread. I haven't quite decided. It depends on entries and stuff, whether or not I'm going to pick 2 or 3 winners. So like I said, if you're interested in doing that, go on over. The pattern is for sale on Ravelry, and it is running through the end of June. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about that I'm excited about is that we have hit over 1,000 subscribers now. Woohoo! And I promised you guys last time that I needed to do a giveaway for the 900 subscribers, and now that we've hit 1,000 subscribers. So I'm going to do 1 thread, and it's going to be the 900 and 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I'll be pulling 2 winners. And you have to go over to the thread and answer the following prompt. If you could travel anywhere or anytime into the past, where and when would you travel and why? So that's your prompt. It will be in a thread in the Ravelry group. I thought this one would be super fun and interesting and kind of get you guys thinking a little bit. So go on over to the thread. These are the things that you're going to win. 1 winner will get these 2 balls of Classic Elite Ariosa. It is a 90% extra fine merino, 10% cashmere blend. They are 50 gram balls, and there's approximately 87 yards. This is a bulky weight. This is definitely enough to do a hat with a little bit left over for sure. And it would knit up really fast. And I used some of this in a purple color and made a hat for my sister, and it was very lovely to work with, and the hat was really lovely on. So 1 winner is going to get these 2 balls of Ariosa. Colored is a number, and it's 4857. And then the other winner is going to get these 2 skeins of Luette Euroflax, which is a 100% wet spun linen, and it is a sport weight 100 gram skein, 270 yards per skein, and you're going to get this charcoal color and this navy color. And I originally bought these to do a cowl, but I never ended up doing it, and I thought this would be a great giveaway, especially summertime now. It would make a beautiful summer shawl or cover or whatever. So somebody is going to get this as well. So go over and answer the prompt. I will announce a winner at the next podcast, and if you are the winner, if you're the first person to contact me, you'll get to choose whether you want the Ariosa or the Euroflax, and then the second person to contact me will just get the other one, okay? That's the plan for that. So thank you again. I really just wanted to show my appreciation. I think it's great that we've hit over 1,000 subscribers. I did show notes today, you guys. You should be very proud of me. So I'm really bad at this. So that's all the sort of management stuff that I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about finished objects so I can get this thing off, because it is so hot today. It's probably going to be like 84, and I've got the air conditioning on, but it doesn't tend to get upstairs very well. So I'm a little bit, like I said, I'm a little bit dying. But this is the Baubles shawl by Andrea Mowry. It is knit in Magpie yarns. The blue color here, which I couldn't remember what the name of it was last time, is Masquerade. The white, like, speckly one in the lace areas and the, like, undertone of all the brioche is Paris Train, and the yellow is Tupelo Honey. It is her solo fingering base, which is a single ply, 100% superwash merino. This thing is ginormous, you guys, like so big. In fact, I saw somebody post on Instagram a photo of their Find Your Fade, which we all know the Find Your Fade is like gigantic. It's huge. And they had actually strung it across their fence. And I feel like I could probably do the same with this one. It's really, really big. So let me show you it in all of its, you know, glory. So this is how I decided to wear it. I have it doubled, actually. So it's not just like here and then, you know, around. It's actually double layered because it is so big. So, I can breathe again. No, I'm really sad that it's so hot now because I can't wear it because it's so cute. Although I probably will be able to bring it to work and wear it at work because they always turn on the air conditioning at work so much that we freeze back there and we have to put a heater on. So this is the Baubles. I'll start over on the one side. Aww. And it is so big. It's like way bigger than my wingspan. And it just goes and goes and goes forever. It's so big, you guys. I think it's like double my wingspan at least. When I was blocking it, I blocked it on my queen. Well, I guess it's a full bed in the spare bedroom, and like half of it hung off each side. It was crazy. So let's see if I can split it in half and kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. I have to be on the lookout too. Sorry, there's some noises outside. I have to be on the lookout because they're supposed to be paving, resurfacing our street. And they said that there's a possibility we could get, you know, trapped. I don't want to be trapped. So I want to make sure if I see them doing anything that I am going and moving my car to the street before it gets a little out of control. So anyway, this is it folded in half. It's still, I mean, not quite my wingspan, but pretty darn close. It was a very enjoyable knit. I felt like you didn't end up with 1,000 stitches at the end. You know, you only ended up with 200 and something, or 290, maybe almost like 300 stitches. So it wasn't that bad as far as sometimes how you can end up with so many. And as far, it's asymmetrical, but it is really not crazy asymmetrical where you just have that wedge at the one end and you can't really, you know, fold it or anything or put it anywhere. Kind of like my Starburst one where it's just like big on one side and goes to skinny. Really hard to wear. This one, I think I'll be able to wear it very well. And I love, look at those, the Baubles. That's what the name is, Baubles. And that's where that comes from. Very, very awesome brioche at the end. So it was an enjoyable pattern. Lots of interest and different things and changing it up. I used probably only like half of each of the colored skeins and 1.5 of the white because the white goes throughout. So I'm going to use the rest of it in something else because they're beautiful colors together, and I have lots left. I can make probably a whole nother shawl out of what I have left. So I might end up doing that. So that is my one finished object, and I am no longer going to wear it because it is super duper hot. I will be putting it down now. And let's see, I put down my notes too. So on to whips. The first whip is just a plain vanilla sock. I decided I needed to cast on that mustache yarn that I got last time I showed you guys. I bought yarn off of the D-Stash. I'm dropping things. And so it was her must match pair of socks, sock yarn in the apple picking colorway. This is it. This is the other 50-gram ball, or 50-gram skein. I was just winding it up. And it was all, you know, skeined together, the two, so it looked like one. And now this is the one that I haven't obviously knit up. And then the other one I balled up. It's called Apple Picking. And the sock is just a plain vanilla. I needed something because most of my projects were at points where they needed quite a bit of thought process in them, and I can't really do that a lot of times when you're running around and doing other things. So I cast on 64 stitches on a US 0, and I just did cuff down, and I started, I'm hoping that I can, when I wind up this other one, that I can get it matched up right. It's supposed to match, but you know, that's always hoping that the person who's doing it matches it up correctly to begin with. So what I liked so much though is that the way that I did this, it has a little bit of the gray, and then it's got all these like striping sections, and the striping sections are mini stripes. And I worked it so that as soon as I got to the mini stripe section here, I did the heel turn, and I did it like a heel flap and gusset. I used the heel flap and gusset from Hermione's Everyday Socks, which is a modified Eye of Partridge heel. I've talked before, excuse me, these needles are getting in the way, about how I like her edging here. And it's a garter edge, and I really, really like that. I like how clean it looks when you pick it up. And so I really thought with the heel flap that that looked so cool. They're poking me in the eye. These are US 0 Chiaogoos. They're a 40-inch usually because I do 2 at a time, so they're a little big for this. And the sock is a bit tight, but I think that that'll be okay because usually my gauge is looser these days. The sock fits, and I'm hoping, you know, I want a little bit of negative ease when I put my sock on because I don't want it to slip or in my shoe or anything, so I'm hoping that that'll end up being okay. So this is Mustache Yarns in the Must Match Apple Picking colorway that I bought off of Ravelry D-Stash. By the way, somebody was asking me how I found the D-Stash stuff, and I just go to the yarns. I'll share it with you guys all because I just kind of was puttering around Ravelry trying to figure it out too. And go to the go to the yarn tab in Ravelry, and I just type in whatever fingering weight or whatever yarn. Like this one in particular, I wanted to see if I could find mustache yarn, so I typed in mustache yarn, and it shows you all the people who have put in, I think, let me see if I can remember exactly how I did this. It shows you all the mustache yarn, and then you can go and filter in that. You can hit the like filter these items, and you can, on the side there's a tab that says will sell or trade. You can see all the people who are willing to sell or trade the yarn, and then you just contact that person and work it out with them. So that's how I bought the yarn. I hope that's explanatory enough, because as I started telling you guys, I was starting to realize I didn't really remember exactly how I did that. So anyway, that should be, yeah. So if you're looking, you should just definitely check into the tab on the Ravelry Yarns tab and just kind of search in there, and there's filters that you can do. It's pretty cool. I was able to get some decent yarn that may not be available as easily as, you know, your regular walk into the yarn store and pick up some Madeline Tosh, or maybe there's a color that has been discontinued and you need more of it. That's kind of why I think the D-Stash is there for a lot of people who need those things. So anyway, that's how I ended up with the mustache yarn. And I got to tell you, for the longest time, I didn't realize her name was just the word must and stash. I thought it, you know, it was actually mustache. That's how goofy I am and how dorky I am. I did not know that at all. And this is just being housed in my favorite Yarn and You drawstring bag with the cupcakes. I love this one so much. So that is my first work in progress. Oh, my second work in progress. Sorry, I have to, everything's on the floor today. There's a lot. My second work in progress is my That 70s sweater. And it's kind of in a weird place right now, so hopefully I'll be able to show you. I just finished the front, and so all the pieces are done, and I've just added the front and the back together, and I've only been like knit a couple rounds. So, get these. And I've got one of the sleeves kind of tagged on to, like one of the raglan sleeves sort of tagged on with a locking stitch marker. So this is the front. The yarn is O Loops Fashion Knot. This color here is Through the Trapdoor, and then the blue is Spring Skies, also on the Fashion Knot. Fashion Knot is a 75 superwash merino, 20 nylon, and 5 gold stellina. And yeah, so I'm very close. I planned on putting the cap sleeves on today. I just wanted to get the front and the body joined together. It looks really small because my cord is really small. So I wanted to get the body joined together, and I'll get the sleeves on, and then it will make things easier as I'm knitting the body, because then I can just try it on and make sure that the length ends up being how I want it. And that is being done on a US size 5. These are also Chiaogoos, the red lace. I love these. They're super sharp. The cables are very flexible. They're my favorite these days. So that's that. I'm very excited. And I also have the other sleeve done. It's just like I haven't, you know, attached it. So that's the progress of my That 70s sweater. This one will be really nice because it's a lot lighter color. And I'll have, you know, a couple because they're really comfortable to wear. They're nice, quick, easy t-shirt to throw on. So that's that one. I have a little froggy in my throat. Let's see. The next work in progress is I started my Shoei Shrug. I so wanted to do this one so bad. So this, I don't want to lose my stitches. Hang on. I've got it out of the bag for whatever reason. This is in my home row fiber bag, which I got at Starlight Knitting in Portland. And I didn't show you guys this, but I bought this sheep pin from Andrea Sue Knits. And it's her, when she was doing punch needle rugs, she designed this sheep with all the flowers on it, and this rug was beautiful. I wanted to do the rug really bad, but I loved that she made these little pins for it, so I ended up just buying a pin. And I'm not sure if she still has them on her website, but that was the sheep from that, and I had forgotten to show you guys that. So this is on my yarn, and it's gonna wash out really bad. But this is the Koi Pond colorway. It is a minty green with orange and black and yellow specks. And then this is Mintastic, which is just a little bit slightly darker mint green. I really wanted my Shoei to look like the one in the pattern. So there's not a lot of contrast in the brioche. And I will do probably an orange trim on it as well, because I like that as well. The Shoei Shrug is by Suzanne Summers. I wanted to get started on this, and I've gotten through quite a bit of so it doesn't look very big yet, but I probably need to do 4 or 5 more repeats, I think, before I can split for the sleeves, I think. Not quite sure. But I haven't picked this up in a little bit of time because I wanted to finish that Baubles, but I did get a good start on it. So I'm very excited about this. This is on a US, is a Chiaogoo USA 6. This is from the interchangeable set. I decided to buy one of their interchangeable sets in the small sizes. So I think it goes 2 through 8, maybe. Because I've been finding that I'm not using my big sizes very much. And I have my other interchangeable set is the Haya Sharps. And I wasn't enjoying knitting with them because this join area where the cord was getting very rough. And it was rubbing my hand in the same place over and over again. And you guys, that is something that drives me crazy. It just like, it drives me nuts. Like if you itch a spot over and over and over again, the area for me, if you do that in certain places, will go numb and it will just, it's not good. I don't like it. So anyway, I know that's kind of weird. So sorry. But I did not like that with my Hayas because it was getting that same spot over and over again. And it just, it's like a little, I don't even know. It just makes me want to explode though when it happens. So yeah, that is my little like freaky thing. And anyway, my Shoei Shrug. I am so excited about this. I'm going to be putting some more time into this hopefully soon, but I have some designs that I need to be working on as well. And sometimes when you're doing your own designs, you don't get the luxury of working on somebody else's, even though you really want to. So that is going to happen though. That is happening and it is going to continue to happen. So hopefully you will see more progress on that next time. And let's see. So that's that one. And the next one is my design project that I've been working on. So this one is being housed in my most recent, the Scrappy Thread bag. I really like these bags. I like how, kind of log cabin-y they feel. They, like I want this blanket and camping and in a cabin somewhere. It makes me feel like I'm, going somewhere cool. And I am working on a Hepzibah Light version. So my Hepzibah shawl is a worsted weight shawl pattern that is super fun. Very, if I do say so myself, very, changes it up quite a bit. It's an asymmetrical triangle shawl. It has lots of different details, different lace textures. There's garter and baubles, things like that. But it's worsted weight. So I wanted to do a fingering weight version because I know not everybody is into the worsted weight garment or accessory. So this is the light version. I had to tweak the numbers a bit because I'm trying to get it to be the same size similarly and also sort of the same distribution of textures throughout. So it's not exactly the same as the Hepzibah shawl, but it is close. And it's on a short needle, so it's starting to bunch up quite a bit. But this is on Mrs. Crosby's satchel in the new leaf color. It's this lovely green. Can you guys see that? And I thought for me that would look really pretty, especially if I keep my hair red. It would look really nice. The green and the red, Plus, I always need something for St. Patrick's Day that's a good green because I wore my So Faded sweater, which I think has green all throughout it. My kids kept telling me that that wasn't green and they kept trying to pinch me. And I don't really I have one other sweater that is like an apple green that I knit. And I wear it, I pull it out sometimes, but sometimes you're just not feeling it. It's a bright green. So this would be a nice St. Patrick's Day accessory so I don't get pinched by my children. So this is Hepzibah Light. It is coming along. I am, I'd say about halfway done with it. It's a little slow going because I'm having to, oh, my color just went like crazy. I'm having to adjust the numbers, like I said, a bit, and try to make sure that all the stitch patterns work out, you know, for everybody, for every section. So, but it'll be very, very nice once it's done. I'm excited about it. This yarn is a single ply. This is all I have left of the first ball, or the first skein. It's a single ply, 100% superwash merino. Mrs. Crosby's satchel. I carry satchel in the shop, and it's really affordable. You get 100 grams, 100 grams, 370 yards, and it is only $17 a skein. So really affordable, nice color, yeah, and super soft. So that's a good option, I think, too, for people who want something a little bit nicer, but it's not, you know, can't really afford $30 skein. It's under 20 bucks for a skein of yarn. It's pretty good, I think, anyway. So that's Hepzibah Light. That's coming along. Let's see if is there anything else? Oh, yeah. There's one other thing, but this is a crochet. You guys have seen I've been kind of working on these a little bit. You've seen my Charlotte's Dream crochet blanket that I plan on doing. I've got 3 squares done now. They're big, well, most of 3 squares. I've got part 1 and 2 done of 3 squares. So there is a third part. It will border around the edge of the square, so the squares will even be bigger than they are now. But let me show you. Oh, I dropped something. Awesome. Sorry. So let me show you. This is one. I think last time I saw you guys, this one was not quite finished. So the colors that I'm using for this one, that gray brown in the center, is Squirrel Heather. This is Knit Picks Swish Worsted. The dark blue is Marine Heather, and the yellow is Honey. Again, all swish worsted from Knit Picks. And it's surprising, actually, this outside edge uses quite a bit of yarn. I needed more than one 50-gram ball for one of these squares for the yellow. Now, the other ones, you only needed part of a 50-gram ball, but it means that I'm going to need probably, because if I use one for each, I need 3 more balls of each color, I believe. I do the math correctly. So at least that much, because I have to do centers in different colors too. So probably more. Lots and lots of yarn. But at least it's Knit Picks, so it's not very expensive. It's a really nice feeling worsted weight yarn. I'm actually quite pleased with it. And it did not bleed. Now, I know that some people have had trouble with some of the Knit Picks, especially in the darker colors. This one I was worried about quite a bit, so I put one of those color catcher sheets in the soak that I did to wash them and block them, but there was no extra blue in the water. Like, I was really, really happy with that, but I was worried that it would change the color of the yellow, you know. It did not, so that was really cool. So I have that one, and then you haven't seen this one. Now, you might have seen it on Instagram, but this is the other one of the other ones. This color here is Conch, and again, Squirrel Heather and Honey in the middle. And then this last one you guys saw, this is Wonderland Heather is the light blue, and Marine Heather and Squirrel Heather again for that one. I started the 4th one, and this one I just started. So I just have this center piece done here. And this is going to have the conch in the center and the Wonderland Heather around the outside. And that is, I'm crocheting all that on a US, what size? H hook, 5mm hook. And I think the pattern calls for a 4mm hook. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, as well as there is a YouTube follow along tutorial, which I've been doing. And I really it's a lot easier for me following along with the YouTube tutorial because I know how to do the stitches. I just don't understand. It's been so long since I've actually read crochet patterns, and some of the things have changed. Like they do these front post double crochets, which I didn't know what a front post double crochet was. So watching somebody do it helped me to kind of figure out, oh yeah, it's that. Okay, that's easy. I can take care of that. So it is, the person who does the tutorial video is It's in a Nutshell. It is on YouTube, and it's called Charlotte's Dream Blanket. And the pattern, oh, I can't remember the gal's name. I'll put it down in the description and in the information. So that is my progress so far on my Charlotte's Dream Blanket. I only need to make 12 squares, guys, so this will be really cool. I think I'm already almost a third of the way done. I think that, well, close enough anyway. I still need to do the outsides, but I felt like I wanted to understand the construction of the first two parts enough where I didn't have to keep referencing the video. And I pretty much got it down on these edge pieces here, but I don't have it down yet for the center. So I'm still working on that. So I'm watching the videos for that, and I'm still just kind of referencing the videos for this part of it. But I want to be able to do all of those parts first, and then I'll go on to the part 3 and do the part 3 for all of them. That way, again, I'll be able to have that repetition and remember what I'm supposed to be doing for each one of those. So that is all my yarn related works in progress. I do have some crochet, I just showed you my crochet project. Okay, I do have some cross stitch works in progress. That is what I meant to tell you. Let me find them though, because seriously, I put them down. Okay. So the first one is my Be Joyful that you guys have seen progressing. And I'm going to take it out of its hoop because it's going to be easier to show you. I've been working on the back stitching, and the last time you guys saw it, I only had a couple of the words outlined. So, oh, come on. Is it lefty loosey? It's lefty loosey. Don't turn it right. Right makes it tight. Just kidding. I mean, not kidding, because that is what happens, but I'm being silly. So this is what I've got so far for the back stitching. I've got some of the bird, the flower, some of the leaves, all of the wording. And I really enjoy how the back stitching is making the flowers and the leaves look. It's a little tricky, especially around the bird, those wings. I didn't do a very good job because that was like the bird was the first thing I cross-stitched. And I think I goofed a little bit on some of the placement of the coloring, so it's a little harder to see where I'm supposed to put the leaves, but I just kind of went with it, and it's a little jumbled and a little bit of a mess, but it's okay. So that is my Be Joyful. It's so close, but I've noticed that I missed some things. Like as I'm going along to outline things, I was like, oh, I haven't done this part down here with the brown, and I hadn't done, like, there's a section in one of these leaves that's missing its green color, and so I'll have to go back and fix those things. But all in all, it's going very well. And I really would like to finish this because I'd like to give it to my mother-in-law for her birthday, which is in June. So I need to get this done. And so I'm making some progress. It's been nice out, so it's bright. I don't need that much light because I can open the windows and get the natural light, and it's really great for that. The other night when I came home from work, though, I didn't want to knit because my hands were kind of bothering me. And I didn't have enough light in the house because it was dark. So I put a headlamp on from my camping gear. That worked excellent because I bought one of those like magnifying glasses with the light on it that you're supposed to like hang around your neck, but I can't look through the magnifying glass. It kind of makes me sick. because I get a little queasy from it. So the headlamp worked so well. I could see all the stitches. I could see the pattern. I didn't need the magnifying glass. I just needed the light. So I think I'm going to be doing that if I need extra lighting. Plus it kept my hands free and it didn't get in the way of the cross stitch. So that was cool. And so that is in progress. Almost done. And then the other cross stitch one I've been doing, I showed you guys, some of the other podcasters are out there are doing this as well. This is the Into the Jungle. It's a cross stitch along that's happening all year long by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And I was introduced to this from Candace of the Pin, Feathers, and Pearls podcast. And it just was really cute. I have no idea what I'm going to end up doing with it, but, you know, I like it. Last time, I'm definitely not keeping up, though. It is every month you get a block that you can do, and they introduce the new ones as you go. And then at the end of it, you should have like a whole year of cross stitch, which is great, but I'm not following along. I did finish January's, though, which is this little sloth. Isn't he cute? And by the way, these are little needle minders from Floss Candy. It's a shop on Ravelry. I have this one, and then I got this guy here. They're very cute. I liked the little egg sushi. I thought it was adorable. So anyway, this is my sloth man. He turned out really cute. I do want to start working on the next one the next month, but it's slow going because I need to focus my time on finishing the Be Joyful cross stitch as well. And I got a smaller frame. This one's a little too big. I'm new to cross stitch. The hoops are okay, but I kind of like these as well. So the first one I bought, you guys, I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, it's this big. Like, it's like a 17 by 17 inch. I'm never going to use it because I have no idea when I would ever cross stitch anything that big. I don't even know what you would do with it. Maybe for a rug or something. I don't know. Punch needle? I don't know. Some big project, but it was huge. And then I downsized and bought this one, but it's still a little too big. I like the small size of this hoop because I feel like I can hold it in my hand really well and I can get, you know, everything kind of up. This just feels big and awkward. So I bought a 6-inch one and I'm going to be trading this out and using the 6-inch one. So that's what happens though when you start new crafts, because I have never done cross stitch before. I had no idea what I would need or what I would like, and yeah. Oh, and the other thing too, this is the first time, obviously, I'm not cross stitch very much. So this one's a linen, and this other one is an Aida cloth. You can see the stitches, the holes, like where you're supposed to put the needles, way better on the Aida cloth than you can on the linen. I mean, look at how small those are. So struggling a little bit more with this one because I'm not used to what I'm supposed to do. It's a little bit harder to find the spot and to make sure that my stitches are even. But, you know, I'll get there. Get there. So that is all of my whips that I have been doing, or works in progress, whatever you want to call them. I have bought a few things. I did go to the Not Another Fiber Festival in Silverton, Oregon a couple weekends ago now, and I, you know, just kind of tootled around the store, the marketplace. I didn't go to any classes or anything like that. I was just sort of a last minute thing. I drove out there with my friend Caitlin and we just checked it out. I made some connections, talked to some people. I want to get into that show. I want to get into the one that she does in the fall. And so I had put in my application and I just wanted to go down and kind of introduce myself and show her what, you know, who I am. So she kind of knew, and give her my business card and make sure I was on her radar as well. So I did buy some things though. Like I said, I showed you the minis that I bought. And then at Blissful Knits, she had these beautiful gradients that I think are they go from this dark turquoise to like pink orange, and then they go back to the dark turquoise, so it changes and then goes back. And so the idea is, if you want to do you want to have two identical socks, you pull from the outside of one and the inside of the other for the other, and you get matching pair of socks, which I thought was really cool. But what I really want to do with this one is a brioche project, because she had one done that had a dark gray background, kind of like the gray that I used for my Sizzle Pop shawl. And then she had this rainbowy gradient as the front light side color. It was so, so pretty. So I really want to come up with some kind of brioche project to do with this. I do have to dye some dark yarn, I think, to go with it. But that's the plan. And that's Blissful Knits. She has an Etsy shop, I believe. I'll have to look. But I'll put the information in the show notes as well, so that you can check her out. She was very nice, had a cute, cute little booth, and like her colors of her minis were amazing. None of them had, I don't have a tag or anything for this one, so I have no idea like what the colorway is. And then same with the minis. I think they're maybe one of a kind. She had a couple of these, so I don't know if these are I don't think these are one of a kind, but I don't know the colorway. So sorry about that. That is, oh, and then I got the Plum Deluxe tee, which I showed you guys that already. That's all I got at Not Another Fiber Festival. I did look for Leslie and Michelle. We wandered around. We wandered up to the hotel because they had said, they're from the Naughty Knitwits podcast, if you guys don't know. I looked for them, but I didn't find them. I wandered around the marketplace looking for them. Then I walked up to the hotel, which is quite a ways away from the marketplace. It was in the Oregon Gardens, which is a beautiful place, but it's spread out and kind of sprawling. And so they had a lot of the classes up at the hotel, and then that's where the main registration was, I guess. And then there was the marketplace, which was down actually in the garden. So to get to the hotel, it's really long. Like to walk, it would have taken me forever. So Caitlin and I, they had a little shuttle that was running, but it was like a toury shuttle. So the guy is like giving you the spiel about the Oregon Gardens the whole time, and he's telling you, you know, this over here is where we do this, and this over here is where we do that, and so it was nice, but it wasn't like a quick straight shot up there. And so then we went into the hotel and kind of looked around for them as well, because I wanted to say hi. But didn't find them. But my friend Caitlin was able to get one of the instructors, even though we weren't in her class, to sign a book that she had written. So that was super exciting. I'm trying to remember the gal's name, but I don't remember. But she's, I think it was the Yarn Harlot, yeah. And so she was there. She was teaching. Andrea Mowry was teaching. There were some really amazing instructors at this little festival, which was awesome. So very exciting. I think next year I will definitely try to sign up for one of the classes, even if I, just want to go to meet the instructors and stuff. So that was super fun. And so that's what I did there. One of the other things I also bought, I noticed that Jake from Dogstar Knits, his shop is open again. He's finally dyeing a little bit of yarn. So hi, Jake. He had on May the 4th, he had a Star Wars yarn, and I had to go get it. And it's so cute. I love how they did their labels. They changed it to say Death Star Knits instead of Dogstar Knits. And then the tape, usually he has this cute like dog print tape here. But they did like constellations. And then the content of this yarn is great. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 100% scoundrel, 400 yards, 100 grams. It's fingering weight. The color is Han Shot First. And it's just awesome. Very cool. But I like the 100% scoundrel. That was so cool. And they sent me some buttons. And let's see. Let's see if I can find the other one. I think I dropped. Oh no, there's the other one. So one is Ray. Hi, Ray. This is her card, and they gave me this awkward as flock pin, which I might be throwing in one of these for you guys for a giveaway because there's 2. And then this cute little like paw print stitch marker. And then Jake, his card is this one, and it's the dogstar, and it's pin on there, and then the back has the little wooden dogstar. It's like the burnt wood stitch marker. Oh my gosh, so cool, you guys. This was so cute. I love these. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna keep yet, or which one I'm gonna throw in one of the giveaways, but I think I'll probably throw in one of the giveaways. You guys won't mind. I'll share the love, but that was very cool. So I'm very excited to do something with this. I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I probably will I need to make my husband a pair of socks. I really do. I've probably made everybody else a pair of socks now, and I've never made him a pair. And he's wearing fun socks. Like, he buys socks with designs on them and rocket ships, and he's getting a little, cuckoo with his socks. So I could totally get away with something like this for him, for his socks. And that's kind of in very manly colors. So I think he might be getting a pair of socks with this. I don't know. So that is the last of my actual knit yarn acquisitions. I did buy some books, you guys. So let me grab those, because of course they're on the floor over here. I wanted the Knitting Fresh Brioche book by Nancy Marchand. And this is super cool. It's 2-color brioche, kind of tutorial book with lots of lovely stitch patterns. Just nice stuff. So I wanted some ideas for some brioche projects and some stitch patterns so I can throw some into my designs. Especially because I got that multicolor yarn. I wanted to do a brioche project with it. I thought I could come up with check out the stitch patterns in here and maybe come up with a design that worked with that. So I thought that was very cool. So I'm going to be doing some design stuff with this. I already have some really cool ideas that incorporate some of this and then some from this other book I got. This is the Japanese Knitting Stitch Bible. It's the, you guys may have seen it. It's kind of all over the place, but it's translated from Japanese into English, and it's just got these gorgeous, amazing, stitch patterns in here that are just awesome. I cannot even get over how beautiful these lace patterns are. And I love lace. I love intricate lace. I mean, look at some of these like trimmings and edgings that you can put on things. Oh, so cute. So fun. So I'm going to be doing stuff with this, I know for sure. The interesting thing about, I was reading a little bit in the introduction, and she talks about how the charts are just kind of universal, and all the knitters in Japan like basically know what all these symbols mean. And so she talks about how she talks about what the stitches mean, so all of us American knitters or people who aren't Japanese knitting can figure out what these stitch, charts say. And so she talks about that. She gives you a reference table on what they mean, which is very helpful. And then she's got some instructions in the back on how to do certain things. So and some patterns as well in there. Also, there's some socks and a hat and like a scarf and these really cute mitts and just beautiful, beautiful stuff. I am so excited to be using, having this stitch dictionary so that I can incorporate some things in some of my designs, because I really love Japanese lace. It's so intricate and so beautiful. And I'm, you know, like I said, I'm super excited about it. Oh, I forgot. I have one other yarn acquisition. I totally just looked down and realized I had not talked about this one. This is at the Not Another Fiber Festival. Black Trillium Fibers was there, and I loved their yarn. They're local to the area. They do some beautiful, beautiful things. And so she was there. We chatted quite a bit, and this is one of her new types of yarn dyeing, like her new yarn dyeing technique. It's called Cloud Layers. And this is on her Lilt sock, which is an 85 superwash merino and a 15% superwash or 15% mulberry silk. It's beautiful, just like kind of light pastel-y speckled. It's so, so gorgeous. So I definitely am going to be doing something with this too, but I'm not sure yet what. I think it will end up being beautiful though, whatever. She said they don't even use, like most of their yarn, like this is fingering weight. Most of her yarns she doesn't use with nylon anymore. She uses it with the silk because the silk is really durable, and the socks wear really well also. So there's no nylon in this, but the silk is kind of replacing that for that durability. So I may end up being a pair of socks. I've never had a pair of socks with silk in them, so it might be a fancy pair of socks. We'll see. Let's see. Let's see. I think that's all for the crafting content. I do have a little bit of shop update stuff, so if you want to stay around for that, great, thank you. And if not, I'll see you guys later. I updated my shop, and there's a lot of new colorways in there. So there's a lot under the ready to ship on my alternative sock and on my rock and roll base. And then I am working on doing some more dyeing. So some of the new colors that I'll be getting into the shop later today, these are not quite yet updated, but some of the new colors, I'll just give you a sneak peek because I'm still thinking of names. And I'm working on some new techniques. But one of them for sure is this one. And this one's kind of special because it is going to be a limited edition. It is for the Down Cellar Studio Summer Splash Pad Knit Along. I'm sponsoring her splash pad, and I decided I'd come up with a custom colorway for that particular knit along. And so this is, I'm calling it Hot Child in the City. And it is this pinks and blues and blacks and just purpley goodness. There's a couple more. So Hot Child in the City on my Stellina base, which is my rock and roll base. These will be available exclusively through the end of August, which I believe is when her splash pad is running through. And some of them will be ready to order, but I may just put them all up or some of them will be ready for shipping right away, but I may just put it up as a dye to order. And if you happen to catch one of the first few orders for it, great. If not, it'll take me, you know, a little while just to get it to you. Not too long though. So that is Hot Child in the City. And then some of the other stuff I've been playing with dyeing technique. This one is another summer colorway. It's Sangria. This is also on Stellina. So that should be up in the shop today as well. And like I said, there's lots of other colors that are already loaded. I think I showed you guys some of that stuff before. I'm not sure. But I do have, so I have like these guys, which I haven't come up with a name yet. Still working on names, but I thought that was really pretty. And then I have some on my tweed base as well. Like this one's a nice summery pinks and blues and yellows on that jazzy tweed, which is the rainbow colored tweed. I'm not sure what the name of this one is yet either, guys, but those will be up soon. And probably these new colorways, I'm gonna guess they're probably gonna go up before the end. Some of them that I have names for will go up by the end of the day probably, and then others will go up toward the end of the week. So then I have this on the jazzy tweed. Not sure, again, haven't figured out a name. If anybody's got suggestions, be awesome. And this, oh, this is my dark and stormy color on the tweed. A couple of those. Tree frog on the tweed. Let's see. And this is another one on the tweed. Not sure what I'm gonna name these. Haven't quite figured it out. Like I said, I'm stumped a bit on some of these. And then one more sparkle. Oh, this guy. A couple of those. So that's what I got going into the shop, guys. Some of them, like I said, will be up today. The ones I have names for. The special one for the splash pad and the dark and stormy, the tree frog, the sangria. Those will all be up in the shop later today and hopefully be up before this, gets uploaded onto YouTube. So that's what I got so far. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be doing a bit more dyeing, I'm sure, so always check back in the shop, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.